Hi. So excited to be here on this
Hello,
Monday
everyone.
evening for Hebrew reading. What's up?
What's up?
What's
What's
up?
up? Hello, Jason.
Howdy.
Howdy. Howdy, everybody. Howdy, all four of you.
Yes. Howdy, everybody who's out there in chatland. Please say hi, like, and subscribe. Jonathan and I are here. Colton is here as well, but he took a little break to be right back. Maybe other people will join us. Not sure yet. But welcome. We are continuing this new project of ours that we're doing, Parashat HaShavua. Laura says hello. Laura Dell, howdy. Welcome. I noticed.
Hi, Laura.
Yeah, I was on Kip's feed, his live stream a couple of weeks ago, and he's got an issue where his StreamYard doesn't show the names of the people that they've chosen. It shows their @ and their channel name from YouTube. So we don't have that problem. We got I've got names. Muriel right there. Howdy. Nice to see you. I'm glad you had time to come today, really. And
hello,
then
Marcelo.
Marcelo as well. Howdy. We are waiting just a second for Colton to join us, but we'll go ahead and pull up the PowerPoint and get started here. And Colton will join us when we start reading. So this is Parashat HaShavua. It means the Torah portion, the section of the Torah that's read of the week, meaning the weekly Torah portion. This week, it's the second portion, the second parashah of the Torah, and it's called Parashat Noach. We can guess why, because it's the story of Noach. We're going to do the third aliyah shlishit, which is from Genesis 7:17 to 8:18. We'll get through as much as we can. We don't anticipate getting through all of it, but what we can do, we can do. These are our lovely Patreon supporters. Please, if you are able and you have a few, like $5 to kick my way, it would be really nice. I depend on it and I love it and I appreciate it. We are moving into this section of the text of the Bible. I thought it was neat earlier. I was just looking at it by myself. That even if you take this text and blow it up on the screen, it really looks very similar to the pen strokes of what you see in the actual Torah scroll. So this is, we're going to be starting with Vayhi Amabul Arbim Yom Al Aretz, and then ending the section. Colton is back. Ending the section, Vayetze Noach Uvanav Vishto Uneshevanav Ito. This is the end of the portion. That said, we are going to open up the first verse, which is Genesis 7:17. And then we ask, who would like to start our reading? By the way, those who sign up on Patreon can join us on stage if you want to read Hebrew with us. All right. Who wants to start?
Let's move down the screen.
Sure, I'll start. So, Vayhi Amabul. Let me pull up the text so that I can write on it. A second. Vayhi Mabul 40 Yom ala Aretz. Okay, so that did not give me my pen. The flood was 40 days upon the earth. This isn't really right. Vayhi Mabul 40 Yom ala Aretz. That's particularly the flood was 40 days upon the earth. But what we find out is that actually in the story it rained 40 days and 40 nights. But the flood was on the earth for 150 days, I think. Not for 40 days. Anyway, Vayirbu Hamayim, Yirbu from Rava, great. They became great. Vayis'u et teva, and they lifted up the ark. That is the waters. The waters were multiplied and they lifted the ark. Because when the waters filled up, the ark went up. Vatarom, and it went up, the ark, that's feminine because teva is feminine. Vatarom me'ala aretz. It lifted up above the earth. Okay. And this is the same thing. This is how the text would be on the Torah scroll, right? So that's just quick. ויהי המבול 40 יום על הארץ, וירבו המים, ויישאו את התיבה, ותרום מעל הארץ. And we'll move on to the next verse. So Jonathan, I think you're next.
ויגברו המים, וירבו מאוד על הארץ, ותלך התיבה על פני המים.
Mm-hmm. So what's it mean?
I haven't reviewed this. I have not read this in many times. Vayigbaru hamayim, the waters increased.
Increased, yes.
Increased, and they were very great upon the earth.
So this is from Rav. They multiplied.
Yes, they multiplied upon the earth. And the ark went upon the face of the waters.
Yes, good. Okay, ויגברו המים וירבו מאוד על הארץ ותלך התיבה על פני המים. Colton. If you guys want to read the unpointed text, just let me know and I'll let you read it.
I'll try next time.
Colton, you are muted, I think.
Sorry. Yeah, no, my bad.
I need to step away for just a second because I spilled something.
והמים גברו מאוד מאוד על הארץ, ויכוסו כל ההרים הגבוהים אשר תחת כל השמיים. Yeah, so the water increased very much exceedingly upon the earth, and all of the tall mountains were covered, which were under all of the heavens. Okay, yeah, which are under all the skies. Yeah.
Okay.
Good job.
All right. So again, the last one said vayigberu hamayim, meaning that they increased, and here it's hamayim gavru.
Oh, they were great. Okay, they were.
Gavru me'od me'od, exceeding, very, very.
Yeah.
All right. I spilled Coke all over here because I got this new this coaster thing that's made out of cloth, and it held onto the cup when I was going to drink. And now it's spilled everywhere. That's annoying.
Yes,
okay.
Archival blob. The water does gavar. It's weird.
Yeah, the water is gevering. Gever is a man. It's manning. Yeah. Used to see in association with. I think it says gever. I can't really see the
gever and gibor.
Yep. So it's becoming powerful. Because Gibor is like a hero and Gever is a man associated with the idea of power. It's increasing in strength. Good. So do you want to read without vowels or shall I read it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
והמים גברו מאוד מאוד על הארץ ויכוסו כל ההרים הגבוהים אשר תחת כל השמיים.
Great. Okay, so one thing that indicates is that it's tachat kol hashamayim, under the whole heaven. There are people who want to argue that the flood of Noah, when they read the story, doesn't describe a universal flood. It's just a localized thing. Do you think that this is the language of exaggeration, or that this is them really saying that there was a universal worldwide flood? Hamayim gavru me'od me'od al haaretz. ויחוסו כל ההרים הגבוהים אשר תחת כל השמיים. All of the tall mountains under all of the sky. How do you read it?
All of the known sky. All of the known mountains.
I think it's pretty.
And it's a pretty cool story.
I think from context, the whole point is like no one survives but Noah and his family, right? Like that's the
Yeah.
point, you know.
That's what I think too. That it's describing a flood that they thought of as encompassing the whole world. So we're going to see later on where it says Kol Yakum, which in modern Hebrew we would take to mean all the universe, but it means all of the created things. This one says Chamesh Esrei, and I'm next, I think. Chamesh Esrei Amal Milemala Gavru Hamayim Vayichusu Heharim. So he stresses it again. So the waters became powerful. They increased 15 meters above, and all the mountains were covered. I don't know if that means that the waters went 15 meters, or not meters, amot. It's not meters. Jeez, it's the one from the hand to fingers, cubits. 15 cubits. I wonder if it's saying 15 cubits above the tops of all the mountains. Like 15 cubits from above, the mountains increased, and all the mountains were covered, or the waters increased, and all the mountains were covered. 15 אמה מלמעלה גברו המים ויכוסו ההרים.
We're getting chat back.
Are we getting chat back?
Jordan says not meters.
Yeah, not meters. I don't know my brain, because in Israel we don't talk about amot anymore. There's a really old measure saying a cubit.
Cubits.
So
Roughly
nobody says
18,
that. So
supposedly.
my brain
Yeah.
automatically goes to meters because that's what we use today.
Is that what amot means today in modern
No.
Israeli? Okay.
And we don't use that word, but amma means a cubit.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. I think the story wants to claim a global flood, but at the end of the day, we're dealing with myth. Definitely agree. Like everything under the heavens seems like it didn't make it hard to read a limited flood or a limited meaning into haaretz. Definitely. I also, like some people would try to say that kol haaretz would mean all of Israel was covered. But and Israel does have mountains, of course, but still, I don't think that a local tachat kol hashamayim, under the whole heaven. I can't see this as a local claim. Anyway, next verse, Jonathan, Vayikva.
Vayivol kol basar haromes al haaretz ba'of uva
Go back again. I'm hearing words that aren't there.
What did I say?
I thought you said bakar.
Basar haromes al haaretz ba'of uva behema uva chaya uvachol harom uvachol hasheret hashoretz al haaretz v'chol ha'adam.
Okay. Meaning, Vayikva kol basar. Again, all flesh.
Yeah, all flesh perished.
Mm-hmm.
All flesh perished. The creeping things upon the earth, and birds and domesticated animals and wild animals and all what's hasheret?
Swarmy things?
All swarming things that swarm upon the earth and all man.
Yeah, v'chol ha'adam. So if we took the first word in the last phrase, we say Vayikva kol ha'adam. All mankind perished.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the Vayikva covers all of this kol basar and all of the different definitions.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
So can you read without the vowels? You want me to read it?
I can try. Vayikva kol basar haromes al haaretz ba'of uva behema uva chaya uvachol hasheret shoretz al haaretz v'chol adam.
V'chol ha'adam. All right. Cotton.
V'chol ha'adam.
So it says all flesh and all of mankind, and now it keeps going.
Yeah. Kol asher nishmat ruach hayim.
Yeah,
Hayim. Ruach hayim. Be'afav micho asher becharava metu.
All right. I just again, I hear. I don't know if it's me, but I heard this is soft and this is soft. כל אשר נשמת רוח חיים באפיו.
I don't know. I probably did the cough. I thought I did the pay right. It's entirely possible I didn't though.
Okay, so all of these things, everything that had a life in its nostrils died. That's nice. So everything died.
Yeah.
And the Charava is the dry land, which is also called Yabasha. And Yabasha is what was called earth in Genesis chapter 1. V'la Yabasha kara Aretz, I think it's called. Yabasha kara Aretz. Is that what it says? I don't remember. Anyway.
Yabasha, yeah.
Without points.
כל אשר נשמת רוח חיים באפיו מכל אשר בחרבה מתו.
Just quoting that verse that I was referencing, it says, "Vayikra Elohim layabasha eretz." It's here. It's verse 10 in Genesis chapter 1. Vayikra Elohim layabasha eretz. So the land itself is called, the Yabasha is called eretz. It's called land. So Yabasha and Charava are the same thing. They're both the dry land or earth. We're getting some comments. Let's see. Guess the rest of the world lies outside of the dome or something. Or outside the ice wall, whatever. Maybe at the end of the last ice age, something like that happened and sort of was told and permutated, like Gilgamesh probably happened thousands of years before it was written down. Interesting, when the flood comes, it says God decided to destroy the world for its violence. Word for violence is Hamas. But it's spelled differently. And like Hamas, the organization, it has Aleph and it's intentional because of the Arabic word. So Hamas versus Hamas. So that way I can put it up on the screen. Hold on. So Hamas without the Aleph is the word that's used for violence, and Hamas with the Aleph is the name of the organization, even though it is a violent organization. But God didn't destroy the world because of Hamas. Anyway, Colton, you want to read the non-pointed? Can't hear you.
Colton.
I did already.
Oh, you read it without pointing?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Vayimach et kol yakum. So in
Sorry, I'm laughing at Marcelo.
Yakum in the Bible is the universe. Hold on. Okay. Okay, wait. Anyway, I don't know what's going on. Oh.
What's going on?
I'm being asked about mosquito repellent. I've been being bitten like crazy here. And so is Shiloh in the next room. So let me check real quick if we have this. What was Marcelo saying that was funny?
He said Hamas also means never in Spanish with a J.
It does.
It does, yeah.
I don't see any. It does. So Vayimach is from Limchot. Macha means to wipe out. It's used for wiping people out from the book of life and blotting their names out and things like this. Yakum is the word that we use for universe, but here it just means created things, probably mankind, but it's all created things. Hold on, can't find it. Okay. Vayimach et kol yakum asher al pnei ha'adama. Okay, so it's more than just man. It's all living things. Me'adam ad behema ad remes v'ad of shamayim vayimachu. This is the nifal of the same word. Vayimach is kal. This is nifal. Vayimachu min haaretz vayishaer ach Noach v'asher ito bateva. Notice the change in accent of Yishaer becomes Vayishaer in the Vayiktor. So it says that he wiped out all the created order. That's all living things, which were upon the face of the ground. We see many times al penei haaretz. This is al penei haadamah. Me adam ad behema, from man to beast to crawly thing to the bird of the sky, the chicken of the sky. Notice the placement of that patach. It's going to drive my eye crazy, but I tried to fix this earlier and it wouldn't work. The bird of the sky, the bird that flies in the sky. And they were wiped out. They were wiped out from the earth. And there remained only Noah and who with him in the ark. So only Noah remained and those who were with him in the ark. Without the points, vayimach et kol yakum asher al penei ha'adama me'adam ad behema ad remes v'ad of hashamayim vayimachu min haaretz vayishaer ach Noach vayisher ito bateva. All right, great. I hope it's helping to read the text without the points.
Thank you,
Here
Shrek.
you go, Jonathan.
Vayigbaru hamayim al haaretz hamishim u'ma'at yom.
Mm-hmm.
The water increased.
The very first word, remember the very first verse that we read in this section was, it said that Vayhi amabul arbeim yom al pnei haaretz. The what's it called? The flood was 40 days upon the face of the earth. But this says differently. It says the waters increased. Right? Vayigberu hamayim al haaretz.
Hamishim u'ma'at yom. 50 and 100 days.
Yeah. So the waters increased on the earth for 150 days. The other one said 40 days. So we're going to see some differences in the text. I'm not going to say most, but many people say that the text is an amalgam of different sources, and that in the Elohist source, that is the source that uses Elohim as the main name for God, it says one thing that is different from the Yahwist source, that is the source that uses the name of Yahweh, the name of the God of Israel. Okay, so Jonathan, you want to read it without points?
Yep. Vayigbaru hamayim al haaretz chamishim u'ma'at yom.
Yeah. Okay. And then we have Elohim as the name of God. Colton, you want to read 8:1?
Sure. Vayizkor Elohim et Noach ve'et kol hachaya ve'et kol habahema asher ito bateva vaya'aver Elohim ruach al haaretz vayasaku sorry, is it shoku? Vayashoku? Sorry, yeah, the choloms are in weird places. It seems like Vayashohu hamayim.
Shoku hamayim. What is Vayashoch? Vayashoch, Yashoch.
Is this another word for increase or decrease?
The opposite. Decrease.
Decrease. Okay, I didn't remember. Mm-hmm. And God remembered Noah and every animal and every beast which was with him in the ark. And God caused a wind to pass over the land, and the waters subsided.
Yes. Okay, without points?
Sure. Vayiskor Elohim et Noach ve'et kol hachaya ve'et kol habahema asher ito bateva vaya'aver Elohim ruach al haaretz vayashoku hamayim.
Yes. Good.
Great, even.
Vayisachru mayanot tohom va'arubot hashamayim Vayikale Geshem min hashamayim. Okay, so it's the Sachar is like Sagar, and this is Nifal, it was closed up. So they were closed up, Vayisacharu, Mayanot Tahom, the fountains of the deep. The floodwaters are said to have come from two places. One is Arubot Shamayim, the windows of heaven, that is holes in the firmament that were open to let water fall down. And the other one was Mayanot Tahom, the fountains of the abyss, meaning the water sources under the earth that erupted and sent water out into the air that flooded the earth. So the flood came from two places, above and below. Sounds like witchcraft. As above, so below, the nonsense. But anyway, and it says, and the rain, Geshem, Yikale or Nichla. The Vayikale Hageshem min hashamayim, the rain was locked up from the sky. The rain from the sky was locked up, meaning that it was restrained. It was put in its place and the doors were closed, so it couldn't fall anymore. Vayisacharu mayanot tehom va'arubot hashamayim vayikale hageshem min hashamayim. All right. 8 verse 3, Jonathan.
Vayashuvu hamayim me'al haaretz haloch v'shov vayachsuru hamayim. That's a weird patak again. Vayachsuru hamayim miktsei hamishim uma'at yom.
So the miktseh in this verse is the same as miketz in another verse, from the end of so many days. It just means, it's not really from the end of, it means after so many days.
Yeah. Once the 150 days were over at the end of. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just calling up comments because I haven't been paying attention. Archival Blob says, and God said to Noah, take 2 of each animal. And Noah's like, sure thing, God. And then God said, no, wait, could you make that 7 pairs of or something of the clean ones? And that's also or something, because we don't know, is it 7 pairs or it's 7 individuals with 1 left over? Like 7 individuals, it's 3 pairs and 1 left over. We don't know. The text is not clear. And Noah said, sure. And then it says, this one, Blob, at least Noah didn't have to try out all the animals like Adam and Eve before Eve. It's progress. Yeah, the rabbinic tradition says that when it says that God brought all the animals to Adam to see what he would call them, it was actually Adam searching among the animals for Ezer Kenegdo, that is his helpmate that we have in the King James, that Eve was brought to him after all of the animals. And then he says, and this time it is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. And she'll be called woman and blah, blah, blah. And that she became his Ezer Kenegdo. But the rabbinic tradition has this idea that Adam tried out all of the animals along the way. So when what Marcelo is referring to, he says, at least Noah didn't have to try out all the animals like Adam before Eve. So that really is good. And he says, be positive. What do you guys think? Do you think that's a valid translation?
No, I was, I don't know. Sorry, no, I was just thinking like, got to the anteater and it was like, no, it's too long. Like, it's like he had a checklist for each of the animals.
Oh no, the tradition is that he sexually tried them out, not that he just looked.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
That he was looking for someone, for a creature that would be Ezer Kenegdo, as a life partner, not as something else. So they said that he tried them out and didn't find anybody that fit him. Yeah. Very,
don't love
very
all
messy.
that.
Not suitable for YouTube.
Yeah. We have this comment that it should be J and P. That is the Yahwist and the priestly sources. I don't think that's true. I think that the Elohist is its own source, is it not?
It is its own source, but the traditional thing is that J and P are the flood narratives. Yeah.
Yeah, and that
Really?
J and E merged.
Yeah.
No, you're saying JMP. That the one of the flood narratives is from the P source.
But as far as the Elohist source, most people, not everybody, think that they merged with J.
Yeah, they eventually just call it. They get to the point where they call it. Is it what E and non-E or P and non-P or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Joel Baden still argues for the existence of a solid.
Yeah, he's a neo-documentarian.
I'm not so good with source criticism. Like I understand that it's sensible and I accept it as a framework, but I don't have all the details, and I don't know that anybody does, but I'm sure that this is above my pay grade.
Yeah, it's
but
P and
Untitled
non-P.
is making a lot of comments
only because you haven't researched it, Jason.
Yeah. The traditional view is that it takes a wee bit for E to come in, or at least E to come in proper. It's P and non-P, like Colton was saying. P is unified enough that basically everyone agrees it's a thing. I thought that the P played mostly in the composition of like Numbers and Leviticus. That's what my impression was. And
mostly
like D is.
Well, that is a lot of P, because the priests would have been more concerned.
Yeah, because it had to do with the ritual of the temple.
Yeah, not as more right, but they go on to say that, like, especially like in the Genesis account, the ordering of everything in the 7 days is depending on which way you think about it, is a reflection, or the temple is a reflection of that ordering.
Okay,
and so the priest would have been. Yeah.
So how do they draw out the Elohist source if it's written with Elohim?
That's the thing. I don't know if many modern people do. That's why they go to non-P and P, and it's more concerned with. My understanding is that P becomes more concerned with like proper ordering of things in the work, like everything in light of like the temple kind of becomes the central like the central backdrop for that. And so but I'm guessing that and that's to say I am actually really bad at source criticism as well, but it looks like
this would be something
to
get some study into. I think that's brilliant. Yeah. Whoever's writing out there and has deep, great things to say. I remember when I was in Bible college, and I came away just from reading the biblical text with the idea that Josiah had a lot to do with the composition of the text. And then when I read it later, I read in there's the socio-historical introduction to the Old Testament, I think it's called. I have the book. It was part of our studies. But once I read that, and that I saw that other people were saying that, that Josiah and the discovered text was actually more of a written composition than something they found in the Torah. I was really excited to think that I had come to that conclusion that other people had already, established as a base theory. Anyway, we do have other comments. Aramoff says, initially, as per the Zohar, Adam was both male and female. That's why the text says that Eve was the opposite of him, because she was initially a part of him.
Yeah, human beings were androgynous. Yep.
This also was. It comes out as I kind of as a laugh, but also as quite a theory in the Symposium of Plato, where it had man was essentially created with his two parts, with his back sewn together. And he had two faces and faced in every direction, 4 arms and 4 legs, and he would roll to get where he was going. And that Zeus came down and split them. And then your goal in life is to find your opposite that fits and makes you a complete person. Because the Symposium is about the meaning of love. So what's that?
Oh, okay. I was about to say, wait, I was like, what is this? Sorry, I missed what you were talking, like what text you're talking about.
The Symposium of Plato. But
Got you.
the Symposium is where all these philosophers and talkers got together and discussed, the meaning of agape, of love, and eros, and the different types of love in Greek thought. It's really neat. It's really neat. But that song, there's a song that's written about that in Hedwig and the Angry Inch, the story of love. Really neat song. But anyway, so the Zohar kind of picks up on the idea. I don't think that the Zohar is original to it because the Zohar is a late text as much as it claims to be an early text. It's not part of the time period it was written by Moises. What's his name? The guy who says that he discovered it, but he actually wrote it. That's normally the case. People say that they discover a text. It's normally that they composed it. Joseph Smith concluded. So P is also behind Genesis 1, but it's also thought to have played a redactional hand throughout Genesis, at least in the traditional view. Great. Brilliant. Like the ages for Abraham, which cause more issues regarding Ishmael's age, are thought to maybe be P. That sometimes when they ram the sources together, they don't do a lot of correction to iron these things out. So this also gives us reason to come up with the whole source criticism thing that these problems exist. Baden was separated by trying to find narrative inconsistencies. Yeah, definitely. I do think if we want a cogent argument for thinking there was at least sources like JPD, Baden does present some interesting points. I would love if you guys put together some kind of bibliography that I could actually read without having to pay $1 million. That would, give me a good structure for source criticism theory as it relates to the Torah. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, just as long as you're not changing the Bible to fit the times and what people want. We change the Bible as according to what we see it coming from. We're looking for the sources. Now we weren't created man and women; we were created hermaphrodites. It's not a novel thought. That comes from antiquity. So, anyway, Jonathan, you read the English, or you read the Hebrew. You want to translate the English and then give us the non-pointed, if you would like. So that was a long train of discussion. That was fun.
It was. I knew you'd like that. So, the waters return from upon the land, the windows and...
No. Haloch vashov is these are infinitives absolute.
Yeah. Going and sitting.
Going and returning. So vayashuvu hamayim al haaretz haloch vashov. The waters returned
going
from
back
upon
and
the
forth.
land, going and returning. Going and returning just means continually returning.
Continually returning.
Yeah, that they kept receding. The waters kept receding.
Vayachzuru hamayim mikitz. I'm sketchy on some of this vocab. Chasar.
Well, just take it like this. That just like we had the waters increasing with Gavar and with Rabbah and with so many others. Here we have the opposite words. So lashuv and lachsor, and like there are other words that they're going to show us that mean decreasing.
Okay, so the waters decreased at the end of 150 days.
Yeah, but the word chaser means lacking, so it's becoming more lacking.
Okay.
It's becoming more lacking, or it's disappearing. Yeah. Okay, without the points.
Okay, vayeshuvu hamayim me'al haaretz haloch v'shov vayachzuru hamayim mekitzei chamishim u'ma'at yom.
Yeah. So again, we have that miketz chamishim u'ma'at yom or miktzeh, meaning the same thing. That is at the end of it. Vatanach hateva b'chodesh hashvi'i b'shiv'a asar yom. Oh, this is not my turn, is it? No, I'm running over you, Colton. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Vatanach hateva b'chodesh hashvi'i ב-17 יום לחודש על הרי ערערת. And the ark rested in the 7th month, in the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of Ararat.
Yeah, Vatanach is Lanuach, also from Noah. Noach. Good. So what we've seen so far in this section is Manoach, place of rest. Right? Manoach. We see Vatanach, it rested, and the name Noach. These are all related to that root so far. Okay. What about here?
Yeah, ותנח התיבה בחודש השביעי ב-17 יום לחודש על הרי ערערת.
Yeah, and it doesn't say the mountain of Ararat, which there was a guy who said that he found the ark on Mount Ararat. It's not Mount Ararat, it's the mountains of Ararat. It's that area. Yeah. והמים היו הלוך וחסור. This is, Jonathan, the same expression. הלוך ושוב, הלוך וחסור. So the water was, and then we have going and receding. So it was continually receding. עד החודש העשירי, until the 10th month. בעשירי, in the 10th, that is in the 10th month, באחד לחודש, on the 1st of the month, נראו ראשי ההרים, the heads of the mountains appeared. So it's on the 10th, in the 10th month, the mountains appeared again. So again, והמים היו הלוך וחסור עד החודש העשירי. בעשירי, באחד לחודש, נראו ראשי ההרים. And then we're in verse 6 for Jonathan. Well, let's check the comments real quick before we move on. I'm by no means an expert on source criticism, but at least Baden's book, The Composition of the Pentateuch, should be available in your via your library system. I don't know about that because our public libraries here are all Hebrew basically. The only English we have are like teenage books, Percy Jackson. Here, at least, I can request a loan at the regular library from a university. Okay, maybe if I went to Tel Aviv University, the problem is I really don't have access to the campus. I used to have a friend who was a student, and I could get into the campus and go with him to the university, and then I could tell him to check books out for me, but he is no longer a student, so can't do that. Anyway, here we go. Back to the 40 days. Where the heck did 40 days come from? Well, we just talked about 150 days, and then we talked about until the 10th month. So where did this 40 days come from? It's cutting all of that section out and coming back to the other source.
ויהי מקץ 40 יום, ויפחת נוח
לא פחת.
ויפתח. Sorry, ויפתח. I'm dyslexic apparently. ויפתח נוח את חלון הרבה אשר עשה. הטבע אשר עשה. So at the end of 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark which he made.
So according to the story where we are already, remember this, the flood started on the 601st year of Noah's life in the first month. And now it's 150 days past, and then all the way to the 10th month, and the mountains have begun to appear, and the flood and the ark is going to settle on the mountains. But suddenly the text cuts back and it says at the end of 40 days, he opened the window. Where did all that time go? 40 days is a month, less than a month and a half. The text is really poorly written because it's the conjoining of two text traditions and ramming them together and not making sense. Anyway, there you go, Jonathan, read that one.
ויהי מקץ 40 יום, ויפתח נוח את חלון התיבה אשר עשה.
And chalon is still the word that we use for
window.
A window. Yeah. To change this to modern Hebrew, you say Besof 40 yom patach Noach et chalon hateva asher asa. The words are perfectly normal for modern Hebrew. Only the vayikol needs to disappear. And ketz is not, it's not miketz 40 yom, but besof. Besof 40 yom. Besof at the end of. But anyway, if you're thinking about modern Hebrew. So 8-7, Colton. Who might be thinking in modern Hebrew, by the way?
He might be muted.
Oh, hold on. Look at this. Archival Blob is making a joke that you guys might not recognize. Maybe he's not. Maybe it was me that I was reading it wrong. You know those 150 days? No, you don't. It was 40 days. Don't worry about it. Like, no, I was thinking that you were referring to Echad mi yodea, Echad ani yodea, like from the Passover. Like, who knows? Who knows 150 days? I know 150 days, you know?
No,
I don't know. It's just me.
Vaishalak et ha'orev vayetze yatso vaishuv ad yavoshet.
Vayetze yatso vashov. Vayetze yatso vashov.
Yeah.
These are the infinitives absolute.
Yeah. Ad yavoshet hamayim me'al haaretz. I want to read that again. Vaishlach et ha'orev vayetze yatso vashov ad yavoshet hamayim me'al haaretz.
Okay. And remember that PL, you want to include that internal vowel that's been locked into place. Vayishalach. Don't let it be Vayishlach. Vayishalach. It's locked into place, that vowel, with a close syllable.
And he sent the raven, and it went out, and it went out, going back and forth, going out and returning, until the water dried from upon the land.
Just answering our Carver Blob real quick. That look up Echad Mi Yodea on YouTube, and you'll find it. You'll find a link to it. So, all right, can you read it without vowels?
I can try.
Remember the difference, Vayishlach and Vayishalach.
Yeah. Vaishalach et ha'orev vayetze yatso v'shov ad yavoshet hamayim me'al haaretz.
Orev is a blackbird, right? I don't know if it's a crow or whatever the other one.
Orev shar balayla.
Yeah, is it a raven or a crow? I don't know the difference in English.
I don't know what the actual difference is. I just know that the raven is what is translated, to be honest.
And it's the raven is also Edgar Allan Poe, right?
Yes. Quoth the
let's
raven.
Ask AI, what's the difference between a raven and a crow? Okay.
Rabbit trails.
So it says ravens are larger than crows and have a wedge-shaped tail, a thick curved beak, and a deep gronk sound. Gronk. While crows are smaller, they have a fan-shaped tail, straighter beaks, and a familiar caw, caw call. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the raven. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
What's it?
I'm just a
Colton
stupid joke.
Hebrew songs.
I'm singing Blackbird by the Beatles, but in Hebrew. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly.
They're both pretty blackbirds. I don't know if they're pretty, but they're blackbirds. Good. I'm not a biologist either. Maybe we should ask who's a biologist that talks on this stuff all the time? Josh, not Josh.
Ken Ham.
No, he's not a biologist. Are you crazy?
He has his...
Sorry.
No. He wears a bow tie.
I made a funny Bill Nye.
No, it's not Josh.
Oh.
It's not Josh Bowen. There's another one that wears a bow tie.
Bill
And
Nye.
sometimes he's got his own YouTube channel,
Oh,
and he is a biologist. He's really smart. Forrest is his first name. What's his last name?
Gump?
No. Valkyrie? No. Forrest. Valkai. He's a biologist, isn't he?
I don't know. I've never heard of this person.
I think he's a biologist.
Yes, he is.
And
Check,
him up.
check.
yeah, he doesn't have a bow tie. I don't know why I have him in my brain with a bow tie. He has that curly hair, though.
Yes, he does have curly hair.
Yeah, so he's a biologist. We should ask him. What's the difference between a crow and a raven? And which one did Noah send out of the ark? And he's like, no one didn't send any birds out of the ark.
Hey, Jason, we had at this point 16 viewers. Maybe you should do your Patreon spiel.
Yeah, if anybody wants to sign up on Patreon, please send me $5 a month. It would be lovely. I appreciate it. Patreon.com/The Hebrew Cafe. And please hit subscribe to this channel. Make it something. Let's make Hebrew a thing, right? I was told today that if I'd make controversial videos, I would get more followers.
Well,
anyway.
you should make some shorts out of this one. That would get you there.
Yeah.
We talked about hermaphrodites on this channel.
Woo.
Adam and Eve were hermaphrodites. Yep.
So, Vayishalach et hanoah me'ito. Me'ito is the normal way in modern Hebrew for saying mimenu, from him. We don't say mimenu from him, we say me'ito. Because mimenu is ambiguous. It can mean from him or from us. Anyway, he sent out, this is Noah. He sent out the dove or the pigeon, because pigeon and dove is the same word in Hebrew, from himself, from with him. Most people say dove because we like the idea of the white pigeon, the white one, but dove and pigeon is the same creature in Hebrew. They're both yonah. To say specifically a dove, you need to say hayonah halevana, the white one. Anyway, what did he send the dove out to do, or the pigeon? Lir'ot ha-kalu hamayim. Ha means like if. It means im. So let's write that instead. Im, if, whether. Okay. So, Vayishalach et hayonah me'ito lir'ot ha-kalu hamayim me'al penei ha'adama. He sent out the dove from with him to see, it's like to check, right? If the waters were lower, were lessened from upon the face of the earth, of the ground. So the ha here is the interrogative hey. All right. So to read it without points, Vayishalach et hayonah me'ito lir'ot ha-kalu hamayim me'al pnei ha'adama. I pull that ha out when I read, and I don't say hakalu. Hakalu sounds like it might be like a hifil or something. But if I pull that, I elevate that in my tone, then it makes it sound like a question. Because I'm asking a question. Ha kalu hamayim. Were the waters receded, right? And this word is from kal, like the kal binyan kal. It means light, swift, easy. It's the opposite of difficult. It's the opposite of slow, and it's the opposite of heavy. So that one root is used for all of those. It's also the root, by the way, for cursing. Lekalel in the PL. Lekalel is to. I can't write today. Lekalel, kilel. It means he cursed. Because when you honor someone, you make them heavy. Kibed. Okay, you honor them. But when you make them light, then you curse them. So they're opposites. One is honoring and one is cursing. Oh, I should read without points. Vayishalach et hayonah me'ito, I already did. Lir'ot hakalu hamayim me'al pnei ha'adama. Okay, and we are back to Jonathan.
Oh man, I get a long one.
No
V'lo mata'ah hayonah Manoach lechaf raglah ותשוב אליו אל התיבה כי מים על פני כל הארץ וישלח ידו ויקחיה ויבא אותה אליו אל התיבה. Hello, did we freeze?
Nope.
Okay, you
I'm
want
just
me to
reading
translate?
comments. Yeah.
Oh, reading comments. But the dove did not return to Noah. Ma Noach lekaf ragla, from the palm of his, not the palm of its foot, right?
Remember that regel means leg. So kaf regel means foot.
Kaf regel.
Like yad means arm. It's from the hand to the shoulder, yad. And kaf yad is the hand itself.
So how would you translate that sentence? What's ma Noach?
The manoach is a resting place.
Oh,
It's like makom.
oh. So the dove or pigeon didn't come and land on his foot?
It didn't find a resting place for its foot.
For its foot. Okay.
A place to put its foot to rest.
It returned to him to the ark.
Yeah.
Ki mayim for water was upon the face of the land.
Of all the earth, right? Still.
Yep. So he stretched out his hand and he took it.
Mm-hmm. And the feminine there, vayikacheha, is talking about the Yonah. He took it.
He took it and he brought it to him to the ark.
Mm-hmm. It should be pointed out that let's make me big so you can see, because I don't know. The body parts are obviously different in Hebrew from in English, and we tend to think hand, yad. That's the normal translation. Really, we have different parts of the arm. This is called the zroa. The katef is the shoulder. Zoa is the upper arm. The lower arm is amma, the word that we had before with the measurement, amma. The hand is kaf yad, because the whole thing together is yad. And normally when you say yad in Hebrew, you're talking about the whole arm, not just a part of it. But anyway, back to the reading. It's interesting because it's different in English, but it's like...
I have 3 minutes.
Oh, it's like also the word sofa. In Hebrew, sapa is not just a place where 2 or 3 people can sit. A sapa is anything of that shape, even if it's just for one person. So, ולא מצאה היונה מנוח לכף רגלה, ותשוב אליו אל התיבה, כי מים על פני כל הארץ. וישלח ידו ויקחיה, ויבא אותה אליו אל התיבה. Colton, are you around? Apparently not. The first word in this verse and in verse 12 is emended in BHS as vayeyachel. Vayeyachel, meaning he waited. Leyachel, he waited. But they're pointed here as like he began. Vayachel, he began. But it should be vayeyachel according to BHS, and I agree with them. He waited another shivat yamim acherim, another 7 days, a 7 of other days, Vayosef shalach et hayonah min hateva, and he sent the dove out of the ark again. Okay, Vayosef, he did it again. Vayeyachel od shivat yamim acherim, Vayosef shalach et hayonah min hateva. Is Colton back with us?
Not yet.
So do you want to keep going? How much? We don't have a lot of time.
We don't have time. We have 30 seconds.
ותבוא אליו היונה לעת ערב, והנה עלי זית טרף, this is freshly plucked, בפיה, וידע נוח כי כלו המים מעל הארץ, כלו is the same verb, Okay, let's move on. We'll just read as far as we can till Jonathan has to leave. Vayachel, we're going to repoint that word again. Od shivat yamim acherim, vayishalach et Yonah, velo yasfa shuv elav od. It didn't come back to him. ויהי באחת ושש מאות שנה בראשון באחד לחודש חרבו המים מעל הארץ. Okay, so now it's the 601st year of Noah's life on the first month, the first day of the month. ויסר נוח את מכסה התיבה, he took the cover off of the ark. וירא, and he saw והנה חרבו פני האדמה. The face of the ground was dried. Okay, ובחודש השני בשבעה ועשרים יום לחודש. So the second, this is another 27, a month and 27 days later. ישבה הארץ, the earth dried up. וידבר אלוהים אל נוח לאמור, God spoke to Noah. This is, notice Elohim is the name from the priestly source, right? צא מן התיבה אתה ואשתך ובניך ונשי בניך איתך. So get out of the ark, all of you guys. And then כל החיה אשר איתך מכל בשר בעוף על הארץ היצא. I don't know what to make of this form, but that's the כתיב קריא form. היצא איתך, like bring them out with you, but I don't know why it's היצא instead of הוצא. And let them creep on the earth and let them be fruitful and multiply upon the land, whatever. And this is the last one. ויצא נוח ובניו ואשתו ונשי בניו איתו. They came out. And that's the end of the section. So that is fantastic. I hope we made it, and I hope you made it. Please continue with us. We are having fun with reading the Torah.
Don't
We'll
forget
see
to
you guys
like and subscribe.
And next hour is our composition. So if you can join us, please do.
All right.
Bye.
Peace, everybody.